What's up, guys? This is Kephas. Now, there is one thing, as we continue to talk about features that could be added to WoW, features that could be added to improve the game, there is one that I am a little bit mixed on in terms of, I kind of have mixed feelings about. And that, this is, I don't know, man. I really do have mixed feelings about it. So, in Final Fantasy XIV, in the latest expansion, they added in, I guess, I haven't done it yet because I haven't played that game in a little while, but from what I understand, they've added in the ability to do dungeons with NPCs. And people in that game seem to like it. You know, I mean, I can see where it would take away the social pressures. And I can see where that could be appealing for sure. I mean, even me, I feel that that appeals to me somewhat. Like just being able to group with a bunch of NPCs and not have to worry about dealing with anybody, not having to worry about the social pressures. Even though if you do have a nice group, you're always dealing with the fear of dealing with a bunch of jerks. I don't know if that is I don't know. I think some people would like that. I think overall, for MMOs, for WoW, for me, I think that would make the genre less appealing overall. If we move away from the multiplayer game, I think that I would start to think, well, I might as well play a better single-player game than this multiplayer game that's trying to be a single-player game because people don't want to be social. And that would include me. I've talked about in the past how I don't enjoy the game as much, and much of that is my fault because I'm not being social enough. And, a lot of people aren't as social these days. I get that, and I actually think that's why fewer people play the game. I think that's causation. I don't think it's correlation. I think it's causation. I think that it's a fact. When people had friends to play the game with, they played the game more. When a lot of people quit because their friends quit. That was a driving factor for World of Warcraft. It just was. No matter what you think, no matter what your opinions are about that specifically, it's a fact. And I think that that's kind of the general appeal of MMOs for most people is, the fact that you can group up with people everywhere and have, meet people, make friends. I mean, WoW used to be considered a social game. I used to think of it as the greatest social network of all time. I think that's why a lot of people want Classic, because they want that aspect of it back. They want to feel a sense of community. And that's important for people. It really is. Having a community, feeling like you're part of something, that fills a need for a lot of people. Maybe not you. You might be okay with playing WoW by yourself forever and never interacting with anyone. I don't think, being honest, and I deal with social anxiety to a degree, especially in game. I'm always afraid that I'm going to miss something with my vision and mess something up, and my group's going to hate me or something like that. I know it's dumb. Who cares? Just people. But I deal with that, but I also understand, in my opinion, that WoW benefits most when people are being more social. That's my opinion. So adding in, making it so that you can group with NPCs, taking all incentive away from people grouping up, I think that would be, in the long run, bad for MMOs, in my opinion. But I could be wrong because, we live in an age where we have social networking and people don't really connect anymore. But I think, just with that, I think that that's going to have a massive, I don't want to get into culture, politics, whatnot, but I do genuinely think that the way we deal with social networks and the way social networks impact us, making us feel less connected than ever, I think that is going to have a massive negative impact on our society before long, and maybe it already is. That's a lot much more of a big deal than one game, but in the same way, I think that kind of move going towards that could have a massive negative impact on the experience for World of Warcraft and for any MMO, including Final Fantasy. I'm sorry, that's my opinion, and I could be wrong, but I don't like the idea of heading more towards or more away from social interaction, encouraging people to group up. We've already gone pretty far away from that with pugs, with random groups. For all they gain, the game has become less social as a result, and that's, that is an unfortunate downside. I still look back and with longing miss the days when I was running dungeons every night with my friends, chatting it up and vent. I've talked about that countless times. I won't go put you through that again, but I do think I'm always going to think that way. With the way the game is now, with the way the game has lost people, with the way the game is experienced, with how quickly people become bored, that hasn't changed. Like, the way the content is distributed, the way the content hasn't changed. It's the same as it's always been. The difference is, back in the day, you were doing it with friends, and I remember we used to talk about this. It would greatly extend the life of the content by a lot, because it was repetitive, you were doing the same things. It would take forever for new content to come out, but it was okay because you had a bunch of people around to chit-chat with and make it way, way, way more fun. I mean, whenever I farm now for some extra gold, thank God I've got my wife sitting next to me now, because if I try to do it while I'm just sitting there, even if I'm trying to watch something, I get bored out of my mind. If I'm sitting chit-chatting with my wife, I can do it, not really pay attention to what I'm doing, and it's fine. When I used to play the game and I would farm, I would be chatting with some friends and vent. And it was like I was just doing it mindlessly while having fun conversations. A few hours would pass and I'd make a few thousand gold in a night. And that was back in Wrath. So, I think that the game benefits significantly from having social interactions. And I hope that there aren't features being added in the future that would change that. That's my opinion. Again, other people might feel differently, but yeah, I don't know how I feel about that. On the other hand, though, I mean, it would be nice to be able to, if there's a dungeon you have to get through and you're not feeling like you want to be social at the time, then I guess I could see that. But, people say, well, I've got social anxiety, and look, a lot more people these days say, they say they have like some clinical anxiety. Maybe they do, maybe they don't, but I don't think that moving more towards a more isolated lifestyle for everyone is going to make... Whoops, I guess I gotta sell things. I don't think that staying away from people is going to fix that. I think that there's a degree of, you kind of gotta try to jump in there a little bit if you're gonna overcome that. Maybe people don't want to overcome that, but I don't know enough about how that works, but I definitely think that, I don't think that staying isolated is going to help people with their social needs. You know what I mean? I just don't think that's going to work. And again, that's just my opinion. But whoa, what the heck? Hi there, troll. That was crazy. Alright, whoa. Holy cow, look at that. We just leveled up again, turned in a bunch of quests. I don't even know what's going on. Oh, I guess we finished the zone. But yeah, so I don't know. I guess I could see where, being more, more or less social. I feel the game is better when, we're being more social, but that's just me. Other people might disagree, and that's fine. So that's one thing that I hope we're not moving more towards. But in the meantime, we will continue on our journey, heading to Southern Stranglethorn. The saga of Stranglethorn continues. We will see what is to come. Thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, let me know by clicking that like button. And feel free to share it with your friends so they can enjoy it as well. Don't forget, you can subscribe to the channel and click on the bell icon to be notified as soon as new videos are posted. You can also follow me on Facebook and Twitter, and if you'd like, you can support this channel on Patreon.
Links to all of this can be found in the description below. This is Kephas. Until next time.